Hello everyone, welcome back. So we have seen two drawings, preparing two 2D drawings in the earlier two sessions. So today we'll see another drawing. This is slightly complex, I can say, complicated than the earlier one, or slightly tricky. So without discussing too many things, we'll move to the AutoCAD environment. And as usual, I would like to inform that this may not be the best method. This is one of the method, and here what I want to try, or my objective, like what I used to mention in the other classes, my objective is to make you familiarize with the maximum editing and drawing tools. So even if there are some simple way to do or to achieve certain things in CAD, I may be using it with some other comments, so that you can learn these exercises, and always you can discuss whether we can use these techniques to complete the task which you have done. Okay, so before going to CAD environment, let us see the figure what we are going to see out here. Okay. So this is the figure what we are going to prepare in AutoCAD today. So the details of this are given here, and for this particular part, the dimension which is missing is given here in image B. And if you look closely into the figure, or if you analyze the figure, you can see that there is some dimension missing, and this is one of the problem what normally we may face after completing the drawing. And if you want to, you're trying to dimension the drawings, and some dimensions may be missed. And here this circle is concerned. For this circle, the exact point where the center of the circle is not clearly mentioned. Like it is at a distance of 12.5 from the center of this one. That is, the vertical distance is given, but the horizontal distance is not given in this. So while preparing this drawing, I think when I prepared this drawing, like this distance that is from the center to center of this circle, this distance is taken as 40, or I can say from here to center of this one, the horizontal distance is 15. So I'll be taking that value for that one. So if you are given a figure and if you don't have the dimension, then you can always measure, and probably if it is a CAD drawing, it will be prepared by some scale. So you can use that scale factor and find the actual value or the actual dimension which is required. If I didn't find any dimension required, and most of the cases will be all the dimensions will be giving. Some in certain cases if it is missing, otherwise you can assume it appropriately. Okay, so here also there is some details which actually is required, but we can approximate it to the most. I can say approximate. We can consider the best way and prepare the drawing here. So you will understand that when you are proceeding with the drawing. Okay, so in AutoCAD, as usual, we'll start a new drawing, and as usual, the first command which I always prefer is zoom all. Then from where we will start. So I just want to start from this particular area. So first I will draw this inner portion. So this is a circle, this radius 4 here, similarly a radius 4 circle, and two lines joining that one. So I'll be drawing this one first. So this is two circles at a distance of 12.5, right? So start circle comment. Okay, let's start circle comment and select any point. Doesn't matter as long as we are in our drawing area, and we'll give the radius as 4. Okay, it is too small. The place also I'll just zoom it by scrolling my button on the mouse. You can use other zoom options also, and I'm just panning by clicking the wheel, the scroll wheel. If I click the scroll wheel and move my mouse, the panning will happen. So I will pan and zoom so that it is placed in the convenient position. Okay, now I want a similar circle at a distance of 12.5 vertically, right? So somewhere here. So rather than drawing that one, I just want to use the copy command so that I can make a replica of the same circle above this at a distance of 12.5. So I'll start this copy command by clicking here, or you can type copy alternatively. Then I'll pick the object which I want to copy, then press enter to complete my selection of the objects to be copied. Okay, then I need to say the base point, or you can give the displacement also, but I mean for simplicity I'll give the base point. So base point, this is my base point. Now you can give the distance, how much it has to be moved. So what I want is like it has to be moved in y direction, a distance of 12.5. So I'll give 0, 12.5, right? Fine. And one more enter to complete the process. So you got a circle here. Now we want to join from quadrant to quadrant. So from the quadrant of this circle to quadrant of this circle. So and make sure that I have my quadrant object snap on. In fact, I made it on earlier, so you can see, you can check that. So okay, the quadrant object snap is on, so that I can snap to quadrant object snap very easily. Okay. I'll start the line comment. Then first point I'll give this quadrant as first point, this quadrant as second point for that. So I'm completing that line, so that is over. Again, I want to repeat the line comment, so I'm not going there or clicking that one or not typing line. I'm just pressing enter, because if you press enter, the comment which you have used just before, or the previous comment what you used, it will be repeated. Okay, so press enter to start line comment again. First point, this one, second point, I'll pick already. Press enter. Okay, so that portion is over, 2 lines are drawn, and I don't want the inside portion here, so I'll trim that also. So I'll use tr command for trim. Trim of the short, tr is the shortcut for rather than typing the whole trim, you can type tr and press enter. So trim is activated. And here I want this line and this line as my cutting edge, but I'm not going to select that one, because I can have all the objects, all the entity in my drawing as my cutting edge, so that I can select wherever I want to remove the portion, I can use them. So I'm just pressing enter to make all the entities in my drawing as my cutting edge. Now I'll move my mouse to the portion where I want to remove. Just go and click there. Fine. So I got the inner part of this particular part. Okay. Now to draw the outer one, I would like to offset this to a distance of, let us see the inside, this, for this one the radius is 4, and for this one the radius is 7.5. So basically the distance between these two, or this gap, will be 3.5, right? So if I offset this completely to the outside at a distance of 3.5, then I will be getting the outside, the other one also. So before going that one, I would like to do some more things so that you can understand one more editing command. Now if you see, all these entities I have drawn by using circle, then trimmed a portion, and by using line. So all these are separate elements. So I just want to convert this to a polyline, so that if I click one, any of this entity or any portion or in any point on this entity, the whole thing will be selected so that I can offset it together, right? So for converting this into a polyline, and to join all the entities to make it a single polyline, we can use the polyline edit command, which is called pedit. Okay, if you use the command pedit, then you can edit the polyline. I think we have already discussed about pedit. So here I'll be using pedit to join all the elements here or the entities here to a single entity, to make a single entity which will be a polyline. Okay, and please note that none of this entity here are polyline right now. See, right? So let me show you. So I'm starting pedit command. Okay, so and when I select any element, you can see that the AutoCAD is saying, do you want to turn into one? See here, above that it is written that the object selected is not a polyline, right? We have drawn a circle, so it is not a polyline. So AutoCAD is asking you whether you want to convert it to a polyline. Just a minute, I have a call. Okay, sorry, I had a call in between, so I just attended that call. Okay, so where were we? Yeah. So AutoCAD is asking whether we want to convert that to a polyline. As we want to convert it to polyline, I will press Y. That is the keyword which I will do. Yes, for yes, I will type Y and press enter. Now it has been converted to polyline. Now what we want to join all other elements to the polyline which we have, or to the entity which we have converted to polyline just now. Okay, so for that one you can use the join option. Either you can come and click join here, or you can come and click join here, or you can type J here and press enter. Now it will ask, or AutoCAD will ask us to select the object. So I'm going to select the object which I want to join. So I'll continue all the objects, and you can see how many objects are selected. See, 1 found, 3 total, 1 found, 2 total, then 1 found, 3 total. So altogether we have 3 elements to join with the element which we have already converted to polyline. And if I press enter, all these things has been converted to polyline. Again, it is prompting for some other pedit option if you want to change the width or some other thing, you can do that one, but we are okay with all these things. So we are okay with whatever we want. It is completed. So I will press enter, or even you can press escape to complete the process. Fine. Now if you go and select this object, you can see it is a single object. So we have converted it into a polyline. So this is not mandatory in fact, but I just want to show you how we can convert an entity to polyline, and how the other entities can be joined with the specific polyline, or how different polylines can be joined together to make one entity. So this is a procedure for that one. Okay. Now as discussed, I want to create the outer portion which is at a distance of 3.5, right? This is 4, this is 7.5, so the difference is 3.5. So I'll use the offset command for that one. So when I use offset command, O is the shortcut for that one. So if I type O and press enter, offset command will be initiated, and the first item which is required for offset is offset distance, or the first argument what is required is the offset distance. So here the offset distance, as we discussed earlier, it is 3.5. so I type 3.5 and press enter. Right now AutoCAD will ask us the object to be offset. So I'll go and select the object which I need to offset. Then I should show the side, if whether it is on the inside or outside. So now as I want outside, I'll go to anywhere outside this particular drawing and click, so that is completed. Again, the offset is a command which can be repeated. Like now, once we start offset, you can select one, offset it again, select one, offset it. So as we don't have any other items to be offset, so we'll finish that by either pressing escape or enter. As I pressed enter earlier, so I'll use escape this time. Okay, so we have gone out of offset command. So this completes this first portion here, right? Now we'll go to this part, and this is a little bit complicated or tricky portion, but anyhow we'll see how we can draw. So if you see from here, this horizontal distance is 55 and this vertical distance is 27.5, that is 12.5 here and 12.5 here. That means this 12.5 plus 27.5, that is 40, 40 minus 0.5, that is 25.5. So in order to get that particular point, although without construction lines and all those things, you can use from offset to reach there, but it may be confusing initially. So I will draw some construction lines or some temporary lines to reach there. So once I draw that circle, I will remove these lines. Okay, so I'll start from this center. I am snapping to the center, and I got that the center of the snap ready. I click there. Then my ortho is not on. I'll make my ortho on so that I don't have to think about different angles. So it will be drawing only horizontal or vertical lines. So this distance is 55. So, so I'm entering 55 and press enter, or we can say that I'm using the direct distance entry. Right? I'll just scroll it to. Right? So this, what we are told, is 27.5. So 27.5. Okay. So again I'll pan. So this is the point where I want to draw the other circle. Okay, where is that? I want to draw this circle. So this circle is having a diameter of radius of 7.5. So I'll draw that circle. So I'll start circle comment, click the center, and default option is it will be asking for the radius, and the radius is 7.5, right? I forgot. Yeah, it is 7.5. So I'll type 7.5. Okay, I reach. I completed. Now see, I don't want these two lines, so I'm just selecting it, deleting those two. Now this is our area of focus now, so I'll just zoom. So I'll show you how to zoom by using zoom window. So I'll be going here, and you have an option here called zoom window. I'll select zoom window, and I will click one point, or I will enclose the area what we want in a particular window, so that this window will be zoomed in such a manner that this window will be displayed completely in our screen. Yeah. So this is what is. Now this is a little somewhat tricky, so we'll see that. And first we'll do one thing. We have some small circles here. Inside you can see one circle here, which is of radius 1. We'll draw that circle first, which is at the center of this circle. Again, I'll use the circle comment, and I'll go and snap the center, and I'll give the radius as 1. Fine. That is completed. Right. So now you can see there are 6 circles, or some portions of this is trimmed. But if you think initially, you can think about 6 circles here, and the radius of these circles are 0.5 each, and the distance from center to that circle is not clearly mentioned here, so we will take it as 0.5, and we will take it as 2 units, right? This radius is 1, so again 1, so 2 units, right? So for simplicity, although I can draw it in different ways, but I am just drawing construction line here, which makes 2 units here, and then drawing a circle here with 0.5 as radius, and removing this, right? Yeah, of course you can use other comments for that one, but to make it sure, and as you are not familiar with other things, other comments, it will be better. You can do it in this particular way. Now I want to make 6 copies of the same around this circle. For that one, I'll use the array command. So it is easy if you want to make multiple copies in a specific pattern. It is easy if you use the array command. Okay, so I'll start array command by typing array, or you can go and click on the button here. So I'll just click array here. Then it will be asking me to select the object. This is the object which to be arrayed. Press enter. Then it will be asking me whether we want rectangular, polar, or path array. What we want is polar, so I did select polar array. So when I select polar array, it will be asking me the center point. So which will be the center of your array. So I want this center of this big circle, or center of this circle as my center of my array. I'll go and select that one. Now you can see automatically there are 6, and this is default. So if you want to change, you can change the numbers here, and I'm okay with 6. So this is done in fact. And you can just make sure that this associative property is not clicked. Like now you can click it and make it associative, but here we want to edit some of the circles. Like now I don't want all the circle complete. So if it is associated, then we need to explode it later. So at the time of preparing, or at the time of drawing the array or making the array, I can make this associative off so that all the items will be individual. If you have any doubt, you can refer to the video on array. Explained it clearly there. Okay, then as the array is done, I close the array comment. Now you can see I have got 6 replica of the circle, right? And these circle are different, or different entities, and it is not formed as a block. The block is something which we'll be discussing later. So we need to, if it is a block, then we need to explode it to get individual objects. But right now I didn't use the associative property, so the associative is made as off. So all those components are different, or all the elements are different. Fine. Now let us see the remaining part. So what it is, we have this line, these 2 lines on the top and bottom, which is at a distance of 8 from this end. When I say 8 from this end, if you want to draw from the quadrant, or the top here or top here, so this side it will be this radius is 0.5, so it will be 0.5 there. So after the center it will be 7.5, right? So I'll take line comment, start from this quadrant, I'll draw a line of 7.5, right? Got a line of 7.5, which is this top line, right? Now I want this below here. I can use different options, like I can mirror it if I want, I can copy it and put it here, or I can draw again the same thing, or I can copy and move this one. So this time I would like to introduce you to an easy way of moving and copying, and this is termed as grip editing in fact. Okay, so I'll show the procedure, and later you can, maybe if you want, I can explain. I'm going to select this particular object. Okay, I did select that one, and you can see that the object is selected and it is highlighted in blue color. Then you can see 3 points, 3 small squares in that one, and we call this as grips. If I go and click on any of this grip again, you can see it has become red in color, and we call this as hot grip, right? By using this hot grip, we can edit, or you can use some of the modified commands by using this hot grip. So now what I want is, I want to move it. So I'll just, okay, sorry, I did click the wrong button. So I am again going and clicking that one to make it hot grip. Then I'll use my right button to click, and when it or I'll click my right button. When I click the right button, you can see a lot of modify options are coming there. So what I want here, I want to move it. So I'll click move. Again, when you are moving, you want to make a copy. It's not moving alone. The original wants to be remained at the position. So again, I'll right click and use the copy option, right? Now I am moving with copy, and where I should place. See here, you can think that the base point is the hot grip which I have clicked. So where I should end, so I can come near to the position where I want, and I can click there. Again, this is a multiple. So if you want it to place some other place, you can go and place that one. I don't want that, so I'll press escape to complete the selection. Okay, so this is grip editing. So you can do a lot of things with the grip editing also. So just want you to get familiarized with grip editing. Okay. Now we'll see what to draw next. So here we have a 1 mm here, or 1 unit here. That is this upside and downside. There is 1 unit. So I'll draw that 1 unit first. From here, dotted line comment, and from here 1 unit to this side. Press enter to complete. Again, start line comment by pressing enter. Click here. Move the mouse to this direction. 1 unit. Press enter. Okay. Now I have got these two. Now to draw the remaining part, that is, I want to draw the lower portion. Yeah? The same thing is required here also, right? The same thing I want to have here also. You can do it in different ways. You can use array if you want, because only 2. But this time I'm using the rotate option, rotate along with copy option, right? Rotate with copy, so that these things will be coming here also. Right, these things will be copied to this portion, right? You can use grip editing, what I just explained now, but I don't want to use grip edit this time. I'll be using the traditional way, rotate along with copy. So I'll select all the objects which I want to copy and rotate. So this line plus this line plus this line, and you can use window selection or in any other selection methods also to select, but I mean, I just want to do it slowly, so I did select all the entities which I want to rotate. Then I'll use the rotate option. I'll go and click here, or else you can type rotate also. And obviously it will be asking the base point. So base point will be this center point. So I'll go and click the center point. Now you can see that there is a copy option here. So as I want the original object still there, or after the modify comment, the original elements should remain there, and I want a copy to be rotated. So I'll use this copy option. For that one, I can come and click here, or I can type copy on the command line. Right now, is it easy to click here? I'll click that one. Right now, it is asking me what rotation angle. Right, how much angle it should be rotated, and we know that as we are having 360 by 6, as we are having 6 objects around, it is 360 by 6, that is 60. So I want to rotate it by 60, and see that we want to rotate it clockwise. If you want to rotate it clockwise, then we need to give minus 60, right? Normally the angle will be measured in anti-clockwise, right? So maybe like when you are watching, it may be different things, but just see, think on clockwise and anti-clockwise. So if it is, if you want to mention an angle in clockwise direction, then you need to use negative sign, that is minus 60, because in AutoCAD we will be reading angle anti-clockwise. Okay, so I'm giving the distance as minus 60, press enter in. Okay, it's but because I just completed. So you can see that these two elements, all these elements has been copied here, right? So you got this portion and this portion. Now our objective is to draw this arc. So what are the details what we are having? We have one endpoint of the arc, and we have another endpoint of arc, and we know the radius of arc is 4.6, right? So we'll use the arc comment, and in arc comment we have already seen that we have different ways in which we can draw the arc. So what all details we have here? We have a start point, then we have an end point, and then we have the radius, which is 4.64, right? So we'll use that command. So I'm not going and clicking the, you can directly go and click the option from here, if you go and click, see here, all the options are available. From this, whichever is suitable to you, that can be you can opt that one, or you can select that one. But here I'm not going to do that one. Instead of that, I'm starting an arc comment, right? The other way will be easy, but I just want to show you the different options. So when I when I given this arc comment, you can see that AutoCAD is asking you the start point. Okay, so I'll be giving this as start point, and please see, if you are giving this as start point, the arc will be something like this. Although you can use the control key to change the direction, but I want my arc to be this way itself. So I'll be giving this as my start point, because like what I mentioned earlier, we are going anti-clockwise direction. Our positive angles are in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this will be my start point of my arc. Then once I give the start point, then AutoCAD will be asking me the second point of arc. I don't have the second point with me right now. So instead of that, what I have, I don't have the center too. What I am having is end. So I'll click on end to convey to AutoCAD that now the next point which I am going to give is the end point. Okay, end point of the arc. Fine. I'll click end. Select this as my end point. Now you can see that with that start point and this end point, some arcs are coming. Now it is asking for the center point. So depending upon the center point, the arc will be defined, but I don't have the center point, and neither I don't have the angle, neither I don't have that. What I'm having is radius. So I'll go and click this radius, and I'll type the radius as 4.64. Fine, that's it. So we got the arc here. Okay. So now what do we want? We have done this portion, right? Again, we want this portion, something which will be this side, something similar to this on this side. So I'll do one thing. I will rotate this again, these three elements again to 60 degrees, so that will be coming here. So again, I will use the rotate option. This is my center. Then I want copy option. Then I want -60 as, yeah, got it here, right? Hope you understood the same procedure what I have used. Now we want something on this side also, right? On the top, we have completed the lower portion or this side. So we want this and this. So that means it will be this, this, and this, right? This just opposite on the other side. So for that one, I will be using the mirror command. What I want is, I want this on the other side. This is already there here, because if I think this horizontal line as my mirror line, so this is already there, this is already there. So this I want, then this I want, this I want. Okay, I'll use mirror command. I can go and click here. Instead of that, I can type MI and press enter, right? As I have already selected the objects which are to be mirrored, AutoCAD will not be asking me to select the objects again, right? Because I already explained to or mentioned to AutoCAD, these are the entities which has to be mirrored. So now AutoCAD only want the mirror line. The mirror line can be given by 2 points. So the first point I can click as center here, and as my ortho is on, I can move my mouse horizontally to any distance, either this direction or this direction, and somewhere I can go and click. Then AutoCAD will select that horizontal line as my mirror line. Then the option is whether to erase the original object or not. I don't want to erase the source object, so I'll select the option no. That is the default option there, so I'll press enter, so that my mirror command. Fine, we are almost completed those things. Now I don't want this portion of the circle this side, so I'll use a trim command. So I'll start trim by typing TR, and my cutting edges will be this and this, right? To complete the cutting edges, I'll press enter. Now I'll go and click on this portion of the circle, so that portion, sorry, I didn't. Yes, my hands are slightly moving this. That's why selecting. Now what else we need? Where is that? Okay. Oh, fine. This line and this line is not required. Remove those lines. So that is this line and this line. So which is the cutting edge here? The cutting edge is this circle, right? So I'll just trim comment. I'll make this as my cutting edge. Then I will click here, so the entire. Very good. Fine. That's good. Okay. So we have completed this portion. In fact, all these things are complete. Now what next? Now a little bit tricky here again. We'll go to the lower portion first. This we have a radius of 42 here, and also you can see a radius of 10 here. So what does that mean? Okay. Now if you see, if there some circle like this, which is tangent to this, which is having a radius of 10, and a portion of that circle, that is this the circle which, right, and the center is not actually given where exactly it is. So what we can see is like, or we can think is like, you take this quadrant like now, have this equal. So somewhere here will be our center as well as this circle is. So I'll just draw a vertical line from here and we'll rotate it to 45 degrees. So I'll get this line, and I'll suitably find the center for this circle and draw that circle. Then we will draw this arc. Okay, we'll go to the AutoCAD and okay. So again zoom here. What I was doing was like this. The other circles center will be on a line which will be 45 degree from this vertical. Okay, so for that one, well, I can draw 45 directly, but to make things very clear, I am just drawing a vertical line. Then I am rotating it 45 by using the edit what we have discussed. So as I want to go in clockwise direction, it should be minus 45. So I edit reach here. So the center of my circle should be from this particular point, or from this intersection, it will be 10 this side. So I just want to make it, and so I'll remove the portion inside this one first. So I'll use trim command, select this, enter. Fine. Now I don't know what is the length of this one, but I want to make sure that this length is 10, so that I will get the center of the circle. So I'll use the lengthen command. This is one of the favorite command as per assignment. So I always want to use this lengthen command somehow. Okay, lengthen and total 10 and click here. Already 10. Fine. It is 10. It will be 10. That's why not changing. So I think you haven't studied how to measure. I mean, that has not been covered. After drawing few entities, we'll see how to get information from drawing, or how to measure a distance. Before going to the dimensioning class, we'll see that. Okay, now that is. Okay, now we can have a circle. This will be my end. If I let me see 10 means you can see it is coming and touching that one. So that what is, and I don't want this line. Remove whatever I don't want. So, or you can remove it in the latest. Right, very good. Now this bigger arc here, it is having a radius 42 and it is tangent to this one and tangent to the circle which we have just now, right? So I'll use circle. I'll use the TTR option in circle. So I type TTR, press enter. First tangent this side second tangent, this side, radius 42, right? All inputs I have given. Now we can see that we'll remove the unwanted portion, because after this I don't want this portion. Similarly, after this circle I don't want the portion. Similarly, for this circle also I don't want something, but I'll trim it step by step so that it will be more clear to you. So I'll use the trim command, and my cutting edges are this one and this one, and press enter to complete the selection of cutting edge. Then so now we want to remove some portion of this circle. So which are the cutting edge? Cutting edge will be this and this. So trim, cutting edge, select cutting edge 1, edge 2, press enter and select the object which you want to trim. So this part is here. Very good. Now we look into the other portion. This one. This is simple. We have radius 50, tangent to this, tangent to this circle. Again, we'll go for circle command. We'll have TTR option. Then this first tangent point, then radius 50. Perfect. Then again, we'll trim the remaining portion. This one cutting edge, another cutting edge, press enter. Right. Fine. Now majority of the portions are completed. Now what we have remaining is some. Okay, as we have already explained, some dimensions are missing here. So this vertical distance is 12.5 and this horizontal distance is 40 in fact. So similar to the method which I used earlier, I will be drawing a horizontal line of 40 and a vertical line of 12.5 so that I will get the center of this. Even without that you can draw, that I don't want to use right now. Okay, so I'll start the line command from this center. We'll be moving this side. What's the distance I told? 40. Okay, then upside 12.5. Fine. Then we have two circles there. One circle with radius 3 and the second circle with radius 7.5. I'll draw it. So first circle with this center and radius 3. Again, I'll start circles command by pressing enter. This 7.5. Yeah. These two lines I don't want. Now it's almost complete. Like just one step, right? Step. Yes, just one step. That is, we have a filleting of here by radius 3. You can draw a circle and trim the remaining part, but I want to use the fillet command to draw this portion. Okay, so we have a filleting here and filleting here with the radius of 4. For that one, you can use the fillet command. Fillet, and first we need to specify the radius. Here the current radius is 0, so we need to specify the radius. And before that, I would like to discuss some more things like regarding this trim. See, if you use this trim command, and by default the trim command will be trim. That means the portion after filleting, the portion after that will be deleted. If you have more confusion, you can go back and check our video on editing tools. I mean, I'll click that and make sure that it is in no trim mode, because if I trim, if I fillet this arc with this circle, and if I get an arc like this, then the remaining portion will be trimmed, and I don't want that to be happen. So I'll have no trim now selected. Okay, then I will give the, I haven't specified the radius, so after that I will click the radius and I will give the radius as 3. Right, now I will select the objects to be filleted. So you got a fillet. Again, I want to repeat the fillet so that I can create the fillet on the other side here also. Okay. Now there are few unwanted portion here which can be removed by trim option. So I'll take trim option, and my cutting edges, I'll take the 2 fillets which we have just now drawn as my cutting edge. Complete the cutting edge by pressing remove the unwanted portions. Okay, yeah, that's it. So this is the drawing what we want. It's the same. Fine. So we did complete this drawing, although tricky, but it didn't take too much time. Maybe initially you may feel, but there are few dimensions missing and some assumptions, but this is how we like to paint it. I hope you understood and you enjoyed watching this one, and do try this. I think I'll have 2 more diagrams, may not be this much tricky, but we'll see. I'll try to get some figures wherein I can expose maximum modified tools or editing tools, so that it is easy for, or you can understand this dimension detail, and after that we'll move to the other portions. So thank you for watching. Stay home, stay safe, and we'll meet for the next class at the earliest. Thank you. Bye.